Hi, and welcome back to the Price Action Analyst YouTube channel. I just wanted to do a video on my current crypto watch list. So I have a bigger watch list, and I try to once a week just go through and identify what is trending up, and also stuff that I want to keep an eye on because it looks like it's could be trending up in the near future. So that those ones that might to keep an eye on that might be making a move are listed there under watch. That's ZEC, RCN, XTZ, SNT, and POLY. And then other ones that are like actually trending now. They might be in a retracement, but they're definitely trending up. Those are listed under trending, obviously. And I own some of those. So VeChain, VET, ICX, LRC, Go, RLC, REP, ZIL, TFUEL, ZRX, LEND, OMG, and KNC. Yeah, so I do own some of those. OMG, ZRX, TFUEL. I don't own ZIL yet. I should. ICX, Icon Coin, and VeChain. VeChain's doubled since I had it, which is good. So that's my list of, if you're new to crypto and you're looking for stuff that's may increase in value, that might be a good place to start. That's my list. So I'm just going to quickly look at the charts for all of those. See if we can go through that list. So I'll try to do this quickly. If you want a more in-depth look at these, then please just let me know in the comments. And again, this is Saturday the 20th of June. So this is OMG. Just an uptrend there, and it's retracing, and I would just be waiting for some buying strength around here, and with substantial buying strength, I would be looking to get long there for a retest of that high. Kyber Networks. So this is what a shallow retracement looks like. Strength, retrace, and now you're getting substantial buying power. So I would, if price breaks above that bar, maybe wait till there. I would be prepared to get long. And so I don't like trading breakouts, but that looks like that's a shallow retracement, and that's the beginning of a second leg. So all these previous highs here on Kyber Network, price is now, that this previous high, for example, here, that's a breakout, and that's a very shallow retracement, and that looks like price is going to move up to test the next high. So Kyber Network's looking very strong. This is another Ethereum related coin. TFUEL's another one. This is Lend. This has been on my list, but I haven't done a video of it and missed out a bit here, but this is very strong. So again, this has left a series of wicks, but price is not pushing down. So, if price closes above this level, I would say it's going to continue to push higher. So Lend, I've missed Lend. Sorry, it was on my list, but I just don't know why I didn't see this. But we've missed out. It's doubled. It's doubled since here almost. So TFUEL is a coin I think is similar to this, but this this is going to come up and test this next high here, I think. Would I get into that now? I don't know. Price will generally always retrace. It's just how much further is it going to go before you start to see some weakness. It's very strong. I don't know. I think that would just be a personal choice. You know, if I got into that now, sort of the next area of resistance is there, so there's not a huge amount of upside in the short term. I'll just keep an eye on that. I might be tempted to wait for some sort of retracement. This is ZRX, which is Oxcoin, I believe. Yeah. So uptrend, retrace, attempt to push up, and then to me this is trying to start the second leg of this push up. So I still like that. TFUEL, this is the other Ethereum related coin. So I own this one. Again, I think I bought in somewhere around here, but this is a very strong leg up. It's had a very deep retrace, but you can see we eventually got the push that we were looking for. And so I think price will eventually continue higher there. Yeah. So I expect another leg up on TFUEL. ZIL I've done a couple of videos on. I don't own this one, unfortunately. So I'd marked this line in already prior to my last video, I'm pretty sure. Look at, that's air. There's air here, and there's previous high here. But look at where price comes to test before it gets the buying strength. Look at this air here, strength, air here, strength. So, I mean, yeah, this is my opinion based on my trading experience. You'll only trade for so long before you stop paying attention to this. It's very reliable. It doesn't necessarily mean, the air doesn't mean test and we're on our way to the second leg, but you almost always see strength off of the air. So I wouldn't expect a turnaround here because it's a bit shallow. But it's possible that you see the push from here, or you see like a wash of that and more strength, and then that second strength off the retest of this one, I'll hit long. So ZIL still looks good. And in fact, that, you know, this it's at 221, but this level, this 2 level, even here at 221, like this is kind of where I would be looking to purchase this coin. So I might get into ZIL relatively soon. Like this is a good area in my mind to get long for the next leg. And really this is, you could, you know, if ZIL does push up from here, so say it gets to this high, then this was the first leg and this is the second leg. So this might, you know, this is a very strong, very long leg. So if it pushes up into here, this was only ever the first leg. You know, these look like legs, but they're so shallow that overall, you know, if that's how it prints in, this was only ever the first leg up. So ZIL still looks strong to me too. Very strong, actually. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Augur. So this is a coin I haven't done a video on and I don't own, but you've had a, this is the low here. Push, consolidation, push. This is the crypto is now trending up. So you're in an uptrend here. Push, consolidation, push, long consolidation, push, consolidation, breakout. So it's broken out again. So you're now on the next leg up. Here would be if it retraces here, that's a buying opportunity here. So this is going to act as a barrier. The wick here is going to act as a barrier, but after the consolidation and the push, I expect price to eventually push through this barrier. You're going to see weakness as it gets up here, but even if it has to like stair step its way out, I expect price to push past that high. I would say it's going to eventually come up here. These are almost higher lows. Almost, this just washed it, which is good, but so price is moving up on that one. This is RLC, which is iExec RLC. I don't know anything about this coin. I like that price action. So this is up trending too. Expect another leg so expect price to eventually come up and test these highs here. That's a definitive breakout of this consolidation, and it's a long consolidation too, so expect us, this leg to work out. If you have a very short retracement and a breakout, I'm less confident about that than I am in a really lengthy downward consolidation that comes back and tries to test these lows here. That breakout there, I expect that to push. By comparison here, this was a breakout here, and then you had the same type of retracement. So, I mean, the difference is here that it failed. It pushed below that. You could have framed up price, and then price pushed below, retested, and then moved down. That's very bearish. Price is coming down when it pushes out convincingly, retests, and then prints a bearish bar that closes at its low there. I'll take that short. So you're seeing the opposite here. Push up, consolidation. Now it's broken out, so I expect price to move up into this area. So that's RLC. This is GoChain. It's harder to, you don't have the price action printed in as you do with the last coin, so it's hard to know whether that's going to last, but you've got highs there, and you've got a substantive breakout of the highs on a volume spike, but that's happened before. Prices come back, but I'd still, you could take a chance with that. I would just, if you wanted to get into something like this early, I'd always prices come up and left a series of wicks, and so expect weakness, and then have your areas marked of where you'd like to get long and like to see buying action, and where you expect it. So if I go into the bars, these are air, air. So that's where I'd be looking for to try to get long. But it's not, I'm not as confident with that one because it just doesn't, you know, it's sure it's a breakup, but you've got highs here, air, highs. So, you know, you could also just wait and watch that one. This is loop ring LRC. This is been very strong recently. I like that one. I like the long consolidation that's just flat and then, you know, a convincing breakout on high volume. So that's something that I'd be interested in looking at in future, especially if it's going to come back to here. This low here, this low. So price kind of comes into here and leaves a wick. I'll get long inside that wick if I can, or any substantive buying pressure around this area would be nice. But yeah, when I see that, a retest here and strength here, like you almost have to hit that. It's just the high probability is upside. ICX I own, and I've done a couple of videos. So, you know, this is trying to break out. So this failed breakout and then price sort of meandering along the trend line, almost certainly, you know, as soon as you get a pop, and if you get a bullish engulfing bar, as soon as you get that, price is going to move out of here. So, I mean, I own that coin already, but I'm just watching. Just wait. If you're looking to get in that, wait for one of these to print in this blue bar here, and it doesn't have to be that big. Just you want, what you're ideally looking for is no wick on the top. So one of those here, this blue one next to the cursor here. The moment you see anything like that here, you know, it doesn't matter where it starts or finishes, but if it's, you know, started here or here and closed here, that you gotta get long that if you're looking to trade that. So that's Icon coin. So my expectation there is a pop up. And again, just to always beware that none of this is guaranteed. It's possible that price does a bearish engulfing and closes down, in which case you're almost certainly going to see more downside action. But what generally tends to happen when it's trying to push out of there and it's trading along the trend line, you almost always see the push to the upside. And this is VeChain, which I've had VeChain since down here, which was just luck. But this is what I was saying in the next one. So this isn't exactly the same, but you know, you've got the lows and you had this trend line and it's pushing up against this trend line. It didn't trade against it, but it's pretty close. Like price is not coming. If I put in the bottom trend line, you know, it would look something like, so price isn't falling back towards the bottom trend line. It's kind of staying up towards the top trend line after this attempt to break out. And as soon as you get that buying bar, that's your long. The break of that is your long. So that's what I'm waiting for on Icon. It's kind of doing this, but it's the Icon one's better because it's actually on the trend line. So the moment you get a pop, that's your signal to get long. So VeChain I like because I just liked the story of VeChain before I started doing chart analysis of cryptos. But it's worked out. And, you know, on this leg and this strength, this price is going to keep going here. Watch for price to come up and test this high here. So I believe that's all of the ones that I think are in an uptrend. I'll just look at the few that I have on my watch list and show you how they're different. So this is Zcash. So this, you know, that's a breakout. That's a breakout. This is trending up now. Retest. Let's look at the retest of that trend line. So you've got air here, air, previous high, trend line, that strength off that. So, and again, when you get sharp buying power, so that blue bar, that's all wick. That wick will act as a barrier. So that buying pressure, you know, if I'm options trading or just trading in general, I will buy within that wick. And so, you know, price is up. And it won't necessarily move up right away, but that wick will act as a barrier. So it comes back, strength. And then you know, you had a test of this air here and prices come all the way back, and look what's happened when it's coming to the wick. Strength and a retest and a wick off that strength, and it's in between the two lows inside the wick like that. This setup here with this wick coming down in here, the strength, the retest of the strength with a blue candle and the wick, that long is, I don't know if it's but that's one of the highest probability longs that you can take. Would be not that bar, but the break of those, the highs of those two. So at 4611, say, that's probably one of the highest probability long setups that you can get with this wick as your background context, I guess, right there. So with that as the sort of historical price action, I would think Zcash, my premise is up. So expect Zcash might roll over here and come down to these lows. It might even come back as far as this air here, but expect price to come up and test here. And then, you know, maybe it breaks out, or maybe it false breaks and then meanders along the trend line and breaks out. But my overall premise is for Zcash to eventually. So after looking at that in detail, like, I would almost take that off my watch list and put it on, you know, put it on a potential buy list, because, you know, there's not a lot of, especially if you know, we're not trading futures on these and we're not buying options on these. You're just buying the crypto. I mean, that's 5488 and this is 51. Like, I mean, that's not a lot of downside if you're holding these things. So I like what's happening there. This is RCN. So this is a better one for the watch list, because this is, you know, it's been trending up for a while. It's washed this high. You've had selling pressure, so it's not a lot of buying strength there. So if price kind of rolls over here, there is a wick, but it's very small. If price kind of rolls over here, you're going to want to watch and see what it does. If it, you know, if it starts painting bullish engulfing bars, which are kind of bars that look like that one there, so to the left of my cursor. So if that prints in now, it's look to where it's going to go. It's going to test these lows, and then if it goes that far and then you get strength off there, I would hit the retest of that trend line short. So yeah, unless this is on my watch list, because yeah, it's trending up, but unless this starts to print some big buying bars, I'm not I'm not interested in getting into that. So I'm just watching to see what happens here, because this is the area where it's either going to tell you I've broken out and I'm going to retest short, or I'm going to fake everyone into thinking I'm going short and we're going to get strength on the upside, in which case, you know, if you come down here and see wicks and a false break and it punches back inside here with strength, then it's just faked everyone out and it's going to go back up. But I need to see what happens here first. So that's a good one to be like on a watch list. So this is Tezos coin, which I just did a video on. You know, my overall premise was to the upside here, but there's not any sort of convincing buying there. Especially with this wick. So I would just wait to see what happened. My premise is still up here, but I would wait to, especially as I was looking to buy, I want to see this. If I got those two bars off of here, then that's fine. That would be my entry trigger. But that's not enough strength. Like that blue bar and then a wick is not enough strength. So I'd just be watching to see what happens there. This is SNT, which I own. So this is what I'm talking about. This is where it gets nuanced as to whether was that a breakout and this is a retest that you want to go short. There's not quite as much strength down as I'd like to see. Like if that was strong air there and then a retest, it's a lot more indicative that's going to be a short trade when it retests. But this is kind of, that almost looks more like a fake, you know, people thinking it's going to get short here, and then you've got this air here which has provided strength. So I would watch, if you get a bullish engulfing bar that paints here and sort of closes at its low here, then yeah, I'd hit that short. Then that was kind of a retrace short, if that makes sense. So let me just see here. So if I get one of those, see how that bar closed on its low. So if I get one of those, you know, starting from here and closed on its low anywhere around here, the next day if it opens below that, I'll hit that short. That's indicative that price is coming down. But it's just hard to tell because that was so shallow. It wasn't, you know, there wasn't a lot of strength in that downside. So I would just watch and wait. You know, conversely, if you get a big buying bar or a buying bar and another buying bar and it brings you back inside, then we're still trending up and it's going to come up here. But it's just, I would watch that. It's not enough. It's not convincing enough on either side for me to do anything. And this is the last one. This is Polymath. So you've had a strong breakout there. That's just on my watch list because of the wicks. So you can see that this wick's acting as a barrier because this price comes in here and tried to break out. And think about all those people that hopped in long on the breakout. Now they're stuck. And again, this doesn't matter too much if you're, you know, buying the crypto or buying the stock. But if you bought an option or if you bought a future, then now you're worried. And this is almost certainly going to start to roll over here and push against the longs. So that wick tends to act as a barrier. So I would just watch this one. This would be something I would watch and see what the retracement starts to look like. But that's a strong, convincing breakout for sure. So, you know, long term, my premise on that's definitely up. Here's your next next level of resistance, and then here. So there's a lot of upside potential there. Price is currently at 5.9-ish. Anyways, I hope that's helpful. Again, I'll just that's the list that I just went through. So that's what I'm looking at the moment in terms of price action that interests me in the crypto space. If you have any, if there's any coins that you want me to do an analysis of and give you my opinion, please feel free to let me know in the comments. If you like this video, if you want to see more of this, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Should have a Twitter account shortly. I'm gonna try and grow this account. I sort of started it just to see what kind of interest there was, and there has been a surprising amount of interest, so that's good. So I'm gonna sort of do my best to grow it. I'm just kind of still, it's evolving as to how this process is gonna work. In the beginning, I just sort of gave my opinion as to what I see in charts, and the crypto space has been very popular, so I'm hoping it'll just grow and evolve into some sort of user-friendly format. But thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.